Tanggal agad ang pinaghirapan na home court advantage ng Houston Rockets sa playoffs matapos silang padapain ng defending champions na Golden State Warriors sa Game 1 ng Western Conference Finals. Nanaig ang Warriors sa score na 119-106 behind the hot hands of Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson at steady play ni Steph Curry at Draymond Green. Tumamada ng team-high 37 points si Durant at naka-28 points naman si Thompson. Kabilang na ang timely three-pointers sa fourth quarter para buhusan ng malamig na tubig ang rally ng Rockets. Napaliwala tuloy ang game-high 41 points James Harden ng Rockets. Hindi kasi gumana ang outside shooting ng dalawang starters nila na sina PJ Tucker at Trevor Ariza na ginawa namang asintahan ni Durant. Sa Houston pa rin ang Game 2 ng Best of 7 series na mapapanood nyo dito sa SNA sa Webes.
You didn't seem to have any qualms about starting out on the road. How did you withstand that start from Houston?
We're at home. It's Game 1 of the West Conference Finals. We know they're going to come out with a lot of energy, especially after that long layoff. So we're just trying to take that first punch and keep fighting.
He has himself going, but you were able to limit some of the other guys. What was the key and what was the message about how to best defend this team?
Well, just play hard. We know James is an all-world scorer. He's going to make shots over us. We just try to stay solid, keep helping each other.
Sa NBA Eastern Conference Finals naman, balak na naman ni Cleveland Cavaliers coach Tyronn Lue na baguhin ang kanyang starting five. Ayon kay Lue, gusto niyang ibalik sa first five ang big man niyang si Tristan Thompson. Yun ay matapos lamunin ng Boston Celtics starting forward on a starting center na si Al Horford ang interior defense ng Cavs. Naka 20 points si Horford sa Game 1 ng East Finals at na-shoot din niya ang unang 7 attempts niya. Nakaramihan ay puro sa muka ni Cavs All-Star Kevin Love na hindi kagalingan sa depensa. Si Cal Korver ang malamang napapalitan ni Thompson sa starting five ng Cleveland. Alright, let's talk now to basketball analysts Renren and Christian Luanzon for more on Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals as well as a look ahead to Game 2 naman ng bakbakan Celtics Cavaliers tomorrow morning. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome back to the Score.
Good evening.
Alright, okay. Well, finally nangyari na yung naabangan ng siguro lahat ng basketball fans ang Western Conference Finals na everyone was salivating for since Chris Paul joined the Rockets. Before Game 1, anong expectations niyo? Ikaw, Ren, I'll start with you. Knowing that Houston had the number 1 seed, they had home court advantage, they had a pretty good playoff run so far, anong in-expect mo sa series ito?
Well, I expect them to win the series.
So, Rockets?
Yeah.
Okay,
at ang mga Golden State Warriors. Kasi the way they play, they're moving the ball pretty well.
Okay.
Tapos, I mean, unselfishness, high basketball IQ. Bihira sa isang team yun, all 5 players playing together as one. Ibang klase. I mean, the ball movement, the defense, especially, they're helping each other. Lahat ng butas, pinupunuan nila eh.
Okay.
Hindi mo na, there's no perfect game.
Yep.
But, yung sa kanila, napupunuan nila yung mga pagkukulang ng isa't isa. So, that's a good basketball team.
All right. Para sa'yo, Christian, before this series started, when you saw how both teams are running and playing so far, ano ang expectations mo?
I'm on the same boat with Renren. No? Even though Houston ended up as a number 1 team in the West, but Golden State took just too much firepower. Again, they play so unselfishly. Especially in a professional team, just so that's really hard to do. Renren knows this. When you have multiple players earning millions of dollars, the egos, and obviously you got to give credit to their staff, coaching staff, and from top management. But I think what really separates the Warriors from the Rockets is their, aside from their overall play, is really their bench, and that clearly showed last night. No,
okay.
I don't think the Rockets will at least put themselves in a good chance if their bench continues to play that way.
Yun yung mahirap doon. Okay, let's break this down a bit. Nung first half, dikit pa. In fact, tabla pa nga. But I mean, respectively, they had their runs in the first half. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, the Warriors had a 7-point lead, the Rockets had a 4-point lead, and then, 7 and 9 respectively, pero it ended up 56 all. After sa the first half, anong tansya mo na doon? Parang, kasi siyempre, parang boxing and feeling it out. Uy, pwede, palaman, di ba? Anong nakita mo sa matchup yun?
Well, as expected, big third quarter for the Warriors.
Which is what they've been doing.
Yeah, they came out full of energy. Hindi ma-match up ng Rockets yung energy na binigay ng ng Warriors ng third quarter, especially the third quarter. Everybody was contributing, everybody was clicking, especially Draymond Green was there, like bullying everybody, getting 9 rebounds, 9 assists, only 5 points, but those 9 rebounds and 9 assists is very big for them because they let everybody play. Like Klay Thompson hit a big 3. I think he attempted 15 threes. So in a playoff game, so you can't give Klay Thompson 15 threes in a series, in a game. He'll hit over like 40%. Especially Kevin Durant.
So touches pa lang, sobra na for you.
15 attempts for a shooter.
Correct. May ganun ka-deadly.
Yeah, oo.
Parang Renren lang.
Si Renren partner mo.
Parang Renren lang naman. Ako na lang magsasabi rin. Ako na lang maglalabas. Okay. Christian, 13 points si Kevin Durant in that pivotal third quarter.
Right.
They ended up winning the quarter 31-24 in terms of scoring, but that obviously led the momentum to the fourth quarter. But talk about Durant's leadership. He mentioned it nung sa soundbite niya after the game na his aggressiveness. And remember, there was one game in the playoffs wherein they lost and si Draymond Green texted him pa nga, we need you to be the real you. May ganon. So parang since then, that switch has been on. And talk about Durant and how his leadership sometimes has to translate to, you just got to take charge.
Kevin Durant is going to be Kevin Durant. And what I mean by that is, 25, 30 points, easy. He can do that in his sleep. And I think the question is, how do you get those points? And I think the difference between a Thunder Durant from a Warrior Durant the last 2 years is his efficiency.
True.
And the next thing is his improvement on the defensive end. And I think a lot of that has to do because of the energy na he can save now because when he was with the Thunder, obviously he had a ton of responsibility compared dito sa Warriors with Curry and Klay and Draymond Green.
Of course,
what's nice also is that compared to a Westbrook and a Curry, they know how to feel each other out. Curry tonight had 18. He had a decent, quote-unquote decent game.
Okay lang,
but he had 18 and 5 and 8, I believe.
8 assists.
8 assists. But that's because si Curry, from last year, he's the guy that's willing to defer.
Pagpasok pa ng Durant.
When Durant is getting it going. And we've seen games na si Curry, he would, first half, he would shoot the lights out. See Durant naman, and that's how the way a basketball team should be. And we're just saying, greatness personified, so to speak, from a for sure Hall of Fame player.
Ren, speaking about greatness, James Harden still had a great game, 41 points, pero yung 41 points, makulang pa pala. I mean, what else does the Rockets need to happen?
Well, the way they scored, sobrang hirap for Harden.
Okay.
I don't think na
everything was one-on-one.
Oh, everything was one-on-one. The pick and roll, lob to Capella. So, basang-basa na nila eh. So, kanina, they made an adjustment in the third quarter. They tried to attack Curry for a switch. Pero, pag nakita mo, Curry was pushing. He was pushing the screener para hindi sila mag-switch. So, basang-basa na ng Warriors yun.
Okay.
They don't want to force that switch.
Right.
Pero, eventually, they're prepared. Kahit ano mangyari, kung mag-switch, they're ready for that switch. And he can play him one-on-one.
Correct.
Pero nakikita na nila, alam na nila eh. Kasi everybody's standing lang eh. It's very stagnant. The offense of the Rockets were very stagnant. No one's moving. Everybody's standing. 2 players lang gumagalaw sana.
Saka nababanggit nga ng commentary ni Chris Webber, time and again, no cutters.
No cutters. Nobody's moving.
Several times.
So, mahirap talaga. I mean, madali the bantayan. Kasi nakaabang lang lahat sa kanila.
Defensively for the Rockets, very interesting point here is that Trevor Ariza got his 5th foul in the third quarter. That's so rare to happen. It's just mga defensive stoppers. Durant is one of his assignments. Talk about that and what the challenge this will be for the Rockets to try to figure out how to limit. Of course, you can't stop KD, but how to limit his production and maybe not allow him to do that much damage.
Well, they're gonna have to double.
Okay.
But it's easier said than done. Easier said than done. I mean, they literally threw every guy on Durant. Tucker, even Chris Paul was on Durant at times. But but definitely you can't go into game 2 showing this or doing the same scheme that you did in game. Well, obviously it didn't work.
Right,
and I want to mention if you saw your interview, we talked about this earlier. LeBron, right? When the reporters ask him, "Are you worried? Do you have any concern in this game 1?" And then LeBron goes, "Zero concern," and I believe him.
Okay,
I believe him because it's a different thing with LeBron. We all know he didn't play his A game.
Yep.
But if somebody asks, I'm not sure anyone asked Harden or Chris Paul, and if they said no, we don't have any concern, I would be worried.
They would be worried
because
concerns,
if you look at nabanggit nga ni Renren kanina, Houston played so well.
Yep.
Harden 41 points, 14 of 24, that's 58%. 5 of 9, that's 55%. 8 of 10, got to the line 10 times. He had 0 turnovers in the first half, ended up with 4. Chris Paul had a double-double, 23 and 11. Gordon was, pretty much decent, 15. But I think the X factor here, aside from the bench, which I mentioned earlier, is Clint Capella. He's been so much of an impact in the first 2 series, in the first round and the second round. And today,
12 and 6.
Yeah, he had 12 and 6, 2 blocks, a couple of blocks. But really, he didn't finish the game in the last stretch. And you just didn't feel him all throughout the game.
Correct. Not like the other games.
Yeah, and you got to give credit also to Golden State, because their individual defense was really good, which limited dribble penetrations. Kaya wala masyadong alley-oop. I think they only did it twice.
Mismo. Okay, cambio tayo ng konti. Doon naman tayo sa Eastern Conference Finals na pasadahan mo na konti, Christian, about LeBron and the Cavs. Should the Cavs be worried? Ikaw, Renren. I mean, they lost game 1. Remember, this is on the road. Mahirap na mabaon pa sa 0-2. The last, I don't remember the last time LeBron was down 0-2 in a series. It's rare if even that's happened. Pero how do you see the Cavs adjusting? Na-announce na, Thompson daw, back to the starting lineup dahil kinain ng buhay ni Horford si Kevin Love. Anong nakita mo for game 2 for them?
Well, magandang adjustment yun for Coach Tyronn Lue na ipasok si Tristan Thompson as starting 5. But the way Boston Celtics playing LeBron, they're really physical against him.
Marcus
Morris there, very active, big man forward. And the way they're playing itong game 1, it's always nagdidictate ang game 1 sa series. If you won game 1, lamang ka na kaagad.
Correct.
So yung approach nila medyo nakakatakot. If I'm a Cavalier fan, I'll be worried. Kasi naka 1-0 na sila.
Pero may chismis kasi na rin ko, idol ni LeBron si FPJ.
Nagpapabugbog muna. Kasi he's had bad game 1s this year.
And he said it in the post.
This is the worst game 1 though. 15 points lang. Parang, sabi mo, Durant can score 20-25 in his sleep. Probably same with LeBron, di ba? Kung gugustuhin talaga niya. So, anong basa mo sa bad game ni LeBron? And the overall effort of the Cavs. Siyempre, halo-halo na. May malas talaga yung Cavs sa 3-point shooting. Grabe rin yung swerte ng Celtics. Grabe depensa. So all those dynamics come to play. But how do you see this as a bounce-back effort for the Cavs?
Well, individually, to your point on the comparison, I think they're incomparable.
Okay.
Two players, obviously, going to end up great players, Hall of Fame players. But I think Durant is a natural scorer. LeBron really is a pass-first mentality. Which is remarkable, especially with the records he's breaking scoring wise. But I think with LeBron, I believe him. Na sabi niya sa mga report, as I mentioned, if you followed my playoff career, I usually field him out in game 1. So I expect him, especially in that first half, to be ultra aggressive. I think he's going to have maybe a big first quarter, 12-14, just to set the tone. And then it's going to open up guys like, Kyle Korver, Jordan Clarkson, and with the adjustment that Renren made on Tristan Thompson. First of all, I don't even know why in the first game he didn't even start. Because he's been playing well. He's been struggling the whole season, but, nakakabawi na siya the first 2 rounds. So I don't know if Tyronn Lue, parang pinag-usapan ni Tyronn Lue to, ni LeBron then. But I think eventually, even though Boston is just, you got to be a fan. They play the game the right way. You got to be a fan. But I think LeBron is just going to be too much in the end. Plus, I think the people. If the NBA is gonna listen to the people, I think they're gonna want to see that 4th time between the Cavs and the Warriors.
We'll see. Well, we will see. Malalaman natin bukas yan. Kaya dahil bukas ng game 2, and you can catch that on ABS-CBN channel tomorrow. So for now, we'll leave it at that. Christian, Ren, maraming salamat, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
For more sports updates, keep watching The Score, and don't forget to subscribe.